and welcome to Silver Pines. How's it going, everybody? Yeah? Yeah. We're... Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be... Yeah, I know, right? It's nuts. Apparently. God, yeah. So many things that I've just been sitting on for months. Like, I just want to shove them through a Stargate. Why won't they let me? Anyway, yeah. Last time, you dealt with two more assassins. Skip fought the user of 24, which was a digital watch that could let him Groundhog Day over and over again until he got the exact results he wanted. Probably he will end up in a timeline that works eventually. So, meanwhile, everyone else was dealing with card sharks, which was just a pocket dimension that was a casino run entirely by sharks. You played some blackjack, you got eaten by sharks, good time. But for some reason that you don't know the answer to, there were two duplicate copies of the Silver Pines van, because Skip took it to Kevin's house like months ago, but then Mary drove it up to meet up with Skip, and once the 24 user saw that, he panicked, confused about why there was some like weird illogical things happening, and decided to just hop on to the next timeline. And again, there's probably one where he succeeds, but you don't have to deal with him anymore, so who cares? No, he kind of just left. Yes, Airwolf was contained by, I believe her name is Nina, if I remember right. Is Nina her right? Amy. Why did I say Nina? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Littlest Pet Shop managed to capture... I have been watching Full Metal Alchemist with Chelsea. It's such a good show. Probably, yeah. But yeah, Littlest Pet Shop managed to capture the Sparrow that was the channel user of Airwolf. And I'm pretty sure she also captured Airwolf itself. Yes, that happened. I remember now. Yeah. And you barely have a beat to rest before suddenly a giant metal ring appeared in the sky, made out of just like metal paneling and machinery. And the space inside the ring, the sky changed to look like a night sky. But Mary recognized that the stars that you saw through that ring were not stars that you see from Earth. And pieces of the street and buildings and trees and most of you started lifting up into the air towards this Stargate SG-1. But Skip was... It was everyone but Skip. That's correct. Right. No, he doesn't. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can try. Go for it. Uh, let's see. That's gonna be her No, because you got hurt during the fight with 24. I think it was down to 6, I want to say. Let's go with 6. Okay, I'll say with that, pick 2 people to web. They're also floating up. Mm-hmm. All right. Right. Uh-huh. Yeah, Randall, you continue to float up as you see Izzy, Webb, Frankie, and Mary. They're both maybe 10 to 15 feet off the ground, and you quickly rise above that altitude and are just kind of weightlessly floating up into the sky. And you see that, like, I would say a good 20 to 30% of the town is up here in the sky with you, and that percentage number is slowly growing. Not at the moment. Yeah, I think last time we said there was kind of a. I mean, there's lots of like rubble from buildings, other objects that raised up into the air before you did. Yeah. Uh huh. Okay. Yeah. Well, like, tell me more about what you're trying to do here. Hmm. Sure. You're just kind of trying to get some ground under your feet. Yeah. Yeah. You're trying to kind of get some ground under your feet. Right. Oh, okay, so you're just going to go confront the Stargate head on. Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll vines for me. No. All right, yeah, with 2 10s, you manage to pushing daisies wraps a thick vine around a heavy piece of rock and kind of yanks hard on it downward to fling yourself upward. You are rising up above the rest of the rubble. Everyone on the ground, there's a large piece of rubble now dropping towards you. What do you do? No, I think you're kind of like tethered in the air with Mary and just kind of floating there. All right, yeah. Okay, give me a roll. Listen, it's already hard enough for you to miss anything here. All right, yeah. You smash the hunk of asphalt falling towards you, and it just kind of it starts to fall around you in pebbles, but then the momentum kind of begins to cancel out, and they stop in midair and begin lifting upwards again. Let's see. Let's see. Skip. Give me a What kind of roll do I want to give you here? Let's say brains plus outthink. Yep. Okay. Um you you don't really without really thinking about what you're doing, you kind of silently signal to Izzy to let go of Mary and Frankie, and she kind of cuts off the webbing at her spinneret, and they begin floating away with now entangled in web. Uh, Let me think. I'm trying to think of the right order to go in here. I think as you're going to do that, you feel a hand on your shoulder. Yeah. It's the sheriff, who is also not floating. And he says, hey, come on, I'll give you a ride. And he points to his cop car, also not floating. He just kind of looks at you and just, yeah. Anyway, yeah, you can just head around and get in the passenger seat. Give me brains plus notice, Skip. Yeah. Uh-huh. 2 9s. You see around his neck a very large zipper, and you suddenly are filled with a lot of strange feelings of like panic and confusion, but all of that kind of dies down. Like it's like a sudden spike of all of that that then immediately goes away, and you suddenly feel compelled to go with him. All right. Mary and Frankie, what do you do? All right. Yeah. I would say you're like maybe 50 feet above the ground at this point. Yeah. It is huge. It's hard to gauge exactly because it's extremely high up. But I'm gonna tell you out of like you, Emily, knows it's about as big as the whole city. Right. Definitely. All right. Um, yeah. I will say that sounds like it's feet plus athletics, which is a very bad stat for you. So do you want to? I'll allow it. Sure. Yeah. All right, yeah. You grab Mary and just yeah. Let's say with like a piston arm, you punch a like chunk of building and recoil off of it out towards the edge of the ring. You're still rising, but now you're hopefully at the edge where you could maybe catch the ring itself as you get close to it. Randall, yeah, you are significantly higher up. From your altitude, you can see that yeah, pretty much the entire town, like every building, is rising up here, other than the Woodward Mineral building. Yeah. Actually, also not the TV studio. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me, that'd be brains plus notice. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, you're still very far away from this thing. In fact, as you're continuing to climb, it occurs to you that being a weatherman, you understand air pressure, and you're worried about like breathing as far as like what it will be like when you are close enough to this thing to punch somebody. But you do see, you can just barely make out a glint of a window on part of it. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that, yeah, you're Spider-Maning your way towards that part of the ring. Uh, Skip, you are in the car with the sheriff. Your cops is in the back seat. Two cops is in the back seat, and you're just the. The sheriff is just kind of being surprisingly casual as he drives, avoiding debris and like large objects in the road and large chunks missing from the roads. And you can see that you are driving towards Woodward Mineral. Occasionally, you're hearing some screams as people are lifting into the air, but you're also seeing that there are other cars in the road, not levitating, that are sort of headed your way, headed the same way as you, rather. Uh, the sheriff just kind of says, I don't really know. You will in like, give it a half hour. I mean, that's nothing in particular. Just feel like, well, let's get to where we're going, and yeah, I think everything can be explained. He kind of starts to say like, not real. We need to get there. Uh, he does not follow up. Yeah, I think that question is up in the air. And if you maybe wanted to, again, yeah, well, yeah, again, brain supposed to outthink is not your best stat, which is real unfortunate. Okay, yeah, definitely, definitely. Two eights. Um, you see the zipper kind of hanging at his neck again, and you suddenly become cognizant of something kind of pressing into your back. And as you're kind of like shifting in your seat, you can sort of feel the shape of it, and it feels about the same like shape and size as that zipper on him. It's like a zipper pull, by what you know what I mean? Yeah. Where do you want Izzy to be right now? I think she's probably. In my mind, she hopped on the back of the cop car and is like just riding it. But you tell me. All right. I think Izzy is going to do what you tell her to do. In the degree to which you successfully control her can vary, but like she's going to obey your commands. All right. Frankie and Mary, back to you. What are you doing? Yeah, how? Okay, yeah. Give me a saltize roll. That's 10. Yeah, so for sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Small Wonder manages to salt the webbing. It kind of occurs to you in a moment how like completely comfortable you are now with just the sensation of like being smothered in salt as it kind of like rolls off of you. It's happened so much. Yeah, yeah. Marion, I think you hear a scream, and kind of maybe 30 to 40 feet away from you, you can see Amy and Littlest Pet Shop rising up into the sky. She, she does not acknowledge you. She's very scared. She's kind of clutching on to Littlest Pet Shop, which is doing its best to use its crab legs to swim, but like that's not working too well. I think right next to you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. Give me that roll. Wow. Okay, yeah, with 4 sevens, your arm just kind of Tetsuo's out, gets real huge, just becomes like you are now more crane arm than person for the moment. Uh and yeah, the crane arm just kind of like extends out towards where Amy is, and her and Littlest Pet Shop kind of like maneuver to crawl inside the cup of the thing. Oh, okay. No, I was thinking more of like a steam shovel type thing, but no, no, no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. So she grabs onto that. Right. uh, yeah, Randall, you're climbing into the thousands of feet, and the air is getting thin. What do you do? Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell yes. Oh, that rules. Yeah, roll blooms. Yeah. It's the new statement writer. 3/8. Yeah. The algae that is sort of coating your body bubbles up from under your collar, and like slowly envelops your entire head. And for a second, you can't breathe at all. But then it like inflates like a balloon, and the algae kind of firms up and becomes harder types of plant matter, and the entire lower half of it just blooms with these very like beautiful flowers that are uh, giving off a supernatural degree of oxygen to the point where they're practically like tiny little fans. And some of the algae kind of fades away so that you can see where you're going. Hell yes. Yeah, you are. Well, I don't want to get ahead. I'm trying to balance everything that's going on here. Hey, no, it's just. Hey, I've got a great idea. What if I just split the party into 3 different groups right away? Yeah, yeah. Right. He did just get a head start on you, is the thing. Yeah. Mary and Frankie, what are you doing as everything is just continuing to climb higher? There are now kind of big enough chunks of the town floating up here that, like, You could almost just walk around a like quarter of a city block. Right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, describe what you're doing. Yeah, what mechanical stuff do you want to be around? Yeah, there's definitely a car around somewhere. There's probably several, honestly. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. All right. Give me a midsection roll to like bring a car over to you. Yeah, a car just starts to glow with energy and just kind of hover towards you. Did you just kind of pull Amy in? Oh, right, you're right. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that does happen. Yeah, I. Uh, all right, yeah, yeah. You, Amy's like, Amy kind of like scatter, like just scrambles into the car with Littlest Pet Shop and just like, what's going on? Okay, great. Nope. You yeah, yeah. You uh yeah, Amy kind of yells as her and Little's Pet Shop are plastered against the back seat as the car goes flying upwards. Randall, Randall, you hear an engine revving up here? All right, great. Give me a vines roll. All right, yeah. You managed to wrap a vine around the car and are just jerked violently as it starts driving straight up. The people in the car, you're facing the issue Randall was. The air is thinning out fast. How do you deal with it? uh, at some point, you go ahead, Mary. No, no, it doesn't. You know, even driving fast through the sky, this is still taking some time. At some point, Amy kind of looks over at you, Frank, and goes, "Hey, wait a second, aren't you the? Wait, you punched my dad." I No, you definitely did. Oh, okay. Oh, oh. I guess okay. All right. A little more scared of the giant space portal right now, I guess. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Skip, the sheriff has driven and parked in the parking lot of the Woodward building, which is filling up. It's a lot more full than it was last night when you fought Wheel of Fortune. And cars. Yeah, the thing parking lots fill with, you know. No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. The sheriff kind of gets out and kind of gestures toward for you to do the same, like kind of a follow me gesture. Yeah. The parking lot is sort of, yeah, like I said, filling up with a lot of people. Some of the cars are already empty. Some people are arriving behind you, and a good, like, seems like a couple hundred people are here, and just sort of filing into the front door of the building. There's a little bit of a line. It's clearly not meant to accommodate this many people all showing up at the same exact time. But, you know, it's going pretty fast. You end up in the lobby, which is very crowded, but there's also, like, tables for, like, snacks and drinks. There's, like, hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, the weird, like, gravity effects that you experienced when you came into this lobby before are not happening. The building seems totally normal. I mean, they're people from around town. So you definitely recognize a lot of them. I'm trying to think if you would recognize any specific people that have come up in game. Um. Brandel is not here because Brandel's currently, hey, what's going on outside? My coin collection. No. I'll tell you what, the guy who had Jackass at the town hall meeting is here. You recognize him. Yeah, as you're looking around, some of them are not on everybody. Because presumably because like yours, maybe they're not all in a visible place. But yeah, pretty much everyone has either a visible zipper or maybe a bulge that suggests a zipper somewhere on their person. Yeah, yes. Okay. Talk to me. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. Um are you do you want to give it a shot? Do you want to argue to me why you can use something other than brains plus outthink for this? Or if you want to, hey, you remember how relationships are a mechanic in this game? Yeah. Okay. Okay. It just means that like if you can if the motivation for your action has to do with those relationships, you can add that much dice to your stuff. You only have one with Frankie. You have three with Kevin. Kevin's not here. Okay. Right. Okay, yeah, I can buy that. So that would be brains plus outthink plus Kevin is 6. Yeah. Oh, guts plus courage you could also make the case for. Uh. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, all right, yeah. So that'd be 7 dice. All right. As you're kind of uh escorted into this crowd, you're sort of surrounded by people. It's difficult to even kind of walk in here. You reach up and grab the zipper behind you, and you feel like this horrible like pulse of electricity through you when you do that. And you can feel like spreading out from this zipper pull the actual like line of the zipper snaking out up and down your body. Uh and you give it a hard yank, and your body kind of resumes the form of a skin suit that sort of flumps to the ground around the Diane Murdoch that was inside you. And she just kind of looks and says, "Whoa, what happened here? Whoa, hello. Whew. Well, that's embarrassing." And everyone, the whole crowd kind of turns to look at her confused. You are a puddle of skin on the ground. What do you do, Skip? You can try. Yeah, you can kind of start to pull yourself away from her. Her feet are still kind of stuck inside you, though. Yeah, what would that be? I'm gonna say that sounds like guts plus grappling to me, I guess. Yeah, that's 4 dice for you. Which she would roll against that. Which I actually have stats for Diane. Let me pull them up. I get to use the game this time also. Oh, so nothing. All right. Here we go. What is her guts plus wrestling? Oh, she only has 1 dice, so I think you beat her automatically. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, she has a 0 in wrestling. I'm gonna say you just beat her. So yeah, you managed to kind of like drag your gross, formless body hard out from under her, which causes her to fall over. And she's like, "What? Hey, where do you think you're going?" And she kind of starts to pick herself up and follow you. What do you do? Okay, roll. It's really bad. Yeah, I think that's the most appropriate one. Just a blob with zipper teeth. Yeah. 2 tens. All right. Yeah, you managed to slip away from her into the crowd. Um, and she kind of is. You can hear her cursing, but then someone else grabs you and just sort of picks you up off the ground. You're still like part of you still on the ground because you're just too formless to really gather up like that easily. But you hear in you kind of one of your eyes can sort of see the person who's got you. It's just some townsperson. You don't really know them personally. Uh, but out of their mouth comes Diane's voice as she says, "Don't worry, I got it." You tell me. Wherever you want her to be. That would make sense. Okay. Yeah, I like it. All right. Yeah, give me. I would say give me a body roll for that. So that's 6. 2 threes. All right, yeah. She just starts rapidly expanding. There is yelling and screaming. You can hear like other people's voices that then fade into Diane's voice as they scream. as people are just crushed under the weight of your giant spider. Sure. Right, definitely. Yeah. Everyone else, I think for the sake... Do we want to say that, like, Randall has rigged up some flowers in the car to keep everyone else alive? Yeah, okay, yeah. That works. Some time has passed now, and you are getting closer to the Stargate. You can see that it's definitely not like one solid piece. It's lots of components stuck together, and yeah, you can just see lots and lots of stars through it. You can see someone that looks exactly like. Well, wait, I gotta make sure I give you the right one. I think this would be someone who looks exactly like the Card Sharks person, but a they're in like astronaut gear, not necessarily a spacesuit, but kind of the underlayer of clothing that they wear, and they're just kind of like watching out the window that you saw. And now that you're closer, you see it's not just like a window; it's this huge panoramic pane, which explains how you were able to see it from so far away. Right, yeah. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't even look much like a control room so much as like a lounge. There's like a fancy space couch. All right. Yeah, you all right, you drive straight for the plate glass. Frankie, you notice that he is not responsive to the fact that there is a car rapidly approaching the window. Uh sure. The car hits the glass, and I'm trying to think of a way not to just deal damage to you because this car is crashing into this glass without breaking it. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't want to just, all right, eat shit, I guess, you know? Because it's space glass. I mean, it's his channel. uh, yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I think you can kind of jump off of the car because you were outside. That makes sense. And Randall, though, give me like the suction from the Stargate is way more powerful now that you're right on it. So tell me how you were resisting getting sucked through it. Okay. All right. I think he's gonna roll. I think Stargate's gonna roll against you on this one. It's not just gonna be you rolling to succeed. Yeah. Okay. It probably can't beat that, but let's make it official. Let's see. Two eights. So yeah, you managed to resist the suction of Stargate as the car crashes into the window. I'm gonna just roll for damage for the two of you, I guess. Or the three of you. I mean, Amy's not getting out of this. uh, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be way nicer than a full-on head-on collision should be. I'm just gonna say, Mary and Frankie, just set your guts to 0 for now. As the car just kind of crumples against this glass. Uh, yeah, probably. I would say yes. All right. As you do that, the user of Stargate Inside is pouring himself a glass of champagne. Yeah. All right, roll to salt the glass. Right? That's why everyone else sucked. Yeah. He got four threes. Okay. So I can never remember how this works. I think that means he moves. Yeah. Okay. I think a panel opens up on the side of Stargate, and just a laser beam shoots Small Wonder as it's gearing up the salt ice. He kind of like raises his glass to you as he sits down on the sofa. Yeah. You, Frankie, you and Mary notice that Amy is gone. You don't see any sign of her. Littlest Pet Shop is still here. It got pretty banged up in the wreck, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable to think she went inside Littlest Pet Shop, perhaps to try and avoid crashing. Yeah, you're close to space. No, I think I mean, there's a lot of air here because it's vacuuming air out. Now, if you pass through the Stargate, you're probably not going to live too long. Actually, all of you roll Brains plus Notice real quick. For you, no problem at all. That is for you, 5. Uh, Frankie and Randall, in kind of all of the chaos, you happen to look down, and you're high enough that, Silver Pines itself is pretty small in your vision. And kind of for the first time in a long time, you get a good survey of the surrounding area. There are, like, kind of in the mountains just past Silver Pines, there are huge gouges out of them. Looking out of the mountains. Looking out in the direction of Denver, you can just see, you would expect to see some kind of, you've been in an airplane before, you know what a city looks like off in the distance. Instead, you just kind of see smoke rising from the ground and, like, slowly pulsing colors everywhere. That's what Denver looks like. Yeah, Denver's a real shithole. Fucking Denver. And yet, just looking out in all directions, you can see all sorts of signs of damage and bad things. You're high enough that you really can't see specifics, but it doesn't look like what it would look like from up here if everything was okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think as Frankie thinks that, like, some silver dollars fly by into the hole. Uh huh. Okay. Let's go with, that's probably Brains plus Notice. Two threes. Yeah, I think looking around, you managed to find a ventilation duct nearby. Yeah. Yeah. I think you pry it off, and there is a sort of sharp, like, blowing of air out of it before it suddenly stops. And I think anyone who's in sight of the window can see this guy inside looking confused. Presumably he can't see Randall right now. He's like, what? Huh? Okay. All right. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to think. What do you think you should roll? Okay. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Holy shit. Yeah, yeah, you crawl into the vent, and honestly, it turns out that, like, probably most of this station isn't really, like, hollow or full of, like, rooms or anything. It's really just a straight shot right into this guy's lounge. And he goes, what the shit? As you come out of it. What? Fuck? How'd you get in here? Why did? Why does this have a vent? It's a magic. How are you hitting him? Uh huh. All right. Yeah. Jeez. All right. I'll. Yeah. What? What did you get again? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just a gnarled tree trunk, just the roots just like slam into this guy and slam him against the wall. Uh, Frankie and Mary outside, you do not see Randall emerge and fucking wreck this guy. He's still sitting on his couch sipping champagne. What do you do? Yeah. Okay. I think while you're, yeah. I mean, you can give it a shot. Well, that's true. Yes, yeah. I think the car managed to kind of wedge itself somewhere, where as long as you're in the car, you're not going to get immediately sucked up, but you can feel it kind of. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Amy's head kind of comes out of Littlest Pet Shop. You can see it just kind of like her neck is tiny enough to fit through, and then it like rapidly expands out into her head. She's like, yeah, exactly. She's like, so that wasn't great. So what are we doing? Right, but okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Randall, what are you doing? I don't even think this guy's taking another turn. He's got some like roots through his body. Yeah. He kind of like he spits out a mouthful of blood. Goes, Fix what? Oh, yeah, right. That's true. Mm-hmm. Sorry, what was the question? I mean, I could turn the thing off. Don't. Nope. But Frankie, yeah, were you trying to tether yourself with a seatbelt, or are you what plan are you going with? Okay. Yeah. Give me a hands plus shop for tying yourself down, which is a good skill for you. Oh, that's 10 dice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You tie yourself down and are preparing to start drilling through. But you know what? We should check in with Skip real quick because it's been a while. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's a lot of pandemonium right now. Right. You could give it a shot, but you really don't have a lot of like muscle control right now. But yeah, you can give it a try. That's probably. I mean, hands plus shop is the best I can think of here. Yeah. No, it's sure not. Yeah, you managed to it's really hard, and like your arm, which is hollow and wrinkly, is like trembling as you try to will it to do anything, but you slowly kind of manage to unfurl yourself and very painstakingly zip yourself back up as people are running and screaming around you. Uh, and you successfully do it, and as you do that, you can feel your body becoming like solid and full again. And I think the zipper itself kind of disintegrates off of you. Uh, and then give me nah, don't give me anything. The hulking form of undercover boss, which you now recognize, just drops on top of you, like straddling you and raising up a clawed hand to swipe at you. What do you do? Okay, you you do have a kicking stat, so that's 5 dice. It's got ooh, it didn't roll fantastically. It got 2 8s. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to kind of push through the kick and just claw at your body. Eights means it's going for your hands, so maybe you kind of put your hands up to guard against it. But you're gonna take 2 damage to your hands, and puts them at 1. Uh, yeah. But it's also about to do it again. So what do you do? Okay, yeah. What do you want Izzy to do? All right, so that sounds probably like you're rolling body. Okay, yeah, I'll allow it. That's 10. It got 3 sevens in defending. Okay, I think then it kind of it's about to attack you, but then turns at the last second and kind of uses its hands to hold Izzy in place, and they're just kind of stalemated. Um, the on from kind of a balcony on another floor up, you can see another Diane, kind of like leaning over the edge, and goes, come on, really? We had a deal, Skip. You shook my hand and everything. Oh, right. Right. Listen, I've got a lot. Listen, everything is very complicated. I mean, listen, they're not dead yet. We can fix this. No, I mean, look, I can make the call and we can turn it off. Well, we can make them immune to it at least. No big deal. You are so difficult. Undercover boss, it's like necktie that's hanging raggedly around its neck, where neckties hang. Suddenly kind of like sort of raises up like a snake and launches out and extends itself towards one of the panicked partygoers and stabs into them and like sucks out the Diane inside them, and their whole like skin suit self just goes limp as as the Diane is absorbed up the necktie, kind of like Cell from Dragon Ball, and undercover boss kind of like gets a little bigger and starts to push back against Izzy. It kind of shoves Izzy back enough to, get some space, and then goes to swing at Izzy's head. What do you do? Okay, yeah. I think there is a stairwell and an elevator. Which way are you going? Okay. Yeah, you open up the stairwell and start heading up the stairs. Let's go back to Randall. How's it going? Well, this guy is still in very bad shape. You kind of got him in one. He's not dead, but like that's gonna change before too long. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would happen. Yes. Uh huh. Yeah, I'll say you can do that without even rolling, just because he's so incapacitated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I get you. Right. Yeah, yeah. The gaping holes in his torso fill in. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think that can all happen without rolling. Again, everyone outside isn't seeing any of this. And I think during this time, because what you're describing would take a little bit of time here. I think outside, Frankie, you have been working at drilling at this window. Give me a roll for progress, I guess. I think you have to beat length and width, and it got 2 10s, so it doesn't matter. You're drilling away, and like maybe you're scuffing it, but man, this is some sturdy shit. You're not making much progress, and like pieces of debris are starting to float up through the Stargate. No. I mean, you're kind of off to the side enough that that's not really a risk. You're just seeing that, pieces of the town have caught up to you and are now getting sucked into space. So yeah, Mary and Frankie, any ideas? Okay. No, you're fine. Right. Right. Yeah. Let's see. Mary, roll brains plus notice. 5. You're good. No worries. All right. Yeah. Small Wonder is suddenly hissing, and you turn to look, and you see that it is hissing at a sparrow posed very dramatically on the steering wheel of the car. She's gonna stick her. Hold on, I think I have an idea. Good. I'm glad. uh, an angel winged wolf comes bursting out of the littlest pet shop, and louder and more ferociously than maybe ever before, it just screams, "Airwolf rules the skies!" and slams super hard into the glass. And it doesn't break, but like it cracks a little bit. And it kind of shakes its head off and flies back and rams it again. Randall, they're not seeing you. None of you can see Randall. Randall, you are seeing them, and you're seeing Airwolf repeatedly ramming the window. Okay, where are you going? Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's like the size of a living room. Okay, yeah. Yeah. He didn't. I can give him one real quick. Okay, what do you want me to do about it? I, I can I can turn it on and I can turn it off. That's what I got for you. I'm an assassin. I can't. I don't. Okay. Uh huh. Right. Uh huh. I mean, yeah. I sure go for it. What do you got, Emily? you just yeah. All right. Yeah. What do you got? Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll allow it. Uh. Yeah. Okay. Roll hands plus shot, Frankie. 2 tens. All right. Great. Yeah. You managed to lasso Airwolf with the seatbelt and jump on top of him as he rams the glass one more time, and it shatters. Uh, he kind of like loses his momentum and hits the ground. Uh, Randall, you murder this man, Frankie, as you go into the room, you don't see Randall. You just see this man panicking on his couch as he is violently sucked out through the window. Randall, you are also violently sucked out through the window, along with the dead body of the man you killed. Mary, you see two different versions of the same man, one dead and one alive, come flying out. You want to grab? Yeah, you want to grab Randall? Okay. Yeah, I think you can just grab Randall. But all of you are like, even Airwolf, kind of now that he doesn't have his momentum, is sucked out through the glass, and the three of you end up passing through the Stargate. And the Airwolf, well, I guess four of you: Airwolf, Frankie, Randall, and one of the versions of the assassin. Probably his dead body's there too, but you know. Yeah, it is suddenly extremely cold, colder than it already was, which was pretty cold. And you like, I guess there's technically air up here because some of it's been vacuumed out up here, but like, I don't know space very well, but I don't think that'll save you really. You are in space and floating away from the portal to Earth. Roll brains plus notice, both of you. As you kind of look around as you're floating upwards, you see that, yeah, these are stars, but a lot of them aren't just like, they're stars of all kinds of different colors that you normally don't see in stars. And you also see something dark that now that you have a closer look, you can see these giant eyes floating around, looking at you and kind of tracking you as you float through space. And above you, you know that mouth thing from the intro? It's that. It's just this horrible, like, amalgam of mouths. Just, and it's gargantuan. Like, bigger than Stargate was, significantly. An amalgam, yes. And it's not doing anything, it's just floating there as these eyes just stare at you. What do you do? And or what does Mary do, who just watched her friends get sucked through the Stargate? Yeah, I think there's enough shit that is, like, gone through the gate at this point that things have probably gotten snagged to the sides. You can probably find something rope-like. What do you do? Okay. Right, yeah. 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 Frankie and Randall, you just see a rope kind of drift towards you. You can see the assassin guy is, like, swimming through space trying to reach it before you do, which isn't working great because it's space, but you know. I think you can reach out and get it, but like I said, the assassin is also reaching out and getting it. Airwolf has not paid any attention and instead looks up at the mouth monster and says, well, he doesn't say anything because there's no sound, but, you know, you can guess what he says because it's only ever the one thing, and takes off towards it. uh, uh, Airwolf's body slowly dissolves into nothing as you see the dead body of the sparrow float past you. Yeah, yeah. I think both of you and the assassin grab onto the rope, and Mary, you can I think you can see them just fine. I'll grab onto it. Right, it's the guy you killed, but he's alive. Also, yes. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we say that's probably hands plus. Well, it is still all three of your weights. That's I'm trying to think of something you can do other than just hands because that's 2 dice. She has a relationship with Frankie. Yeah, that's only one more is the thing. I mean, okay, yeah, I like that. Uh, Emily, as far as a tool that has thrust, what about like a rocket? I mean, why not? That's too cool to. Right. Yeah. All right. That went from being basically an impossible roll to between the three of you working together. I don't even think a roll is all that needed. Yeah. You all, you all managed to come back to the Earth side of the portal, which is still continuing to suck. And this assassin, uh, all of you kind of land on top of the car. Skip, you run up the flight of stairs. Diane was only on the second floor. Um, but by the time you reach the landing of the stairs you ran up, you are back at the ground floor again. It's like a Mario 64 situation. Yeah, what do you want Izzy to do? Just, yeah, all right, yeah. You come back out of the stairwell. Go ahead and roll for Izzy. Probably. What would that be? Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. Or maybe legs. I can see legs because she's kind of. That's 10. An undercover boss is going to attack Izzy to try and, interfere. It got. Okay, yeah, with 2 sevens, yeah, you managed to. I think because it got. Let's see. How much is that? 3 4s. All right, I think what's going to happen, you're going to launch off of Izzy through the air, and undercover boss is going to attack Izzy and do 2 damage to its body. But you are now airborne flying towards Diane, who seems very surprised and didn't really anticipate that you would try that. Uh, you can see her like, hey, are you gonna do anything about this? Yeah, hey, yeah, hell yes. She has horrible stats. Oh man, she almost certainly can't do anything about that. But let me see. Where's Diane? Yeah, nope. She's got feet plus dodging is. Well, it's 2 dice, so she might be able to. Let's see. She got an 8 and a 6. Nope. You just kick her in the throat and land on top of her. Yeah. No. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. Give me a feet plus kicking roll, I guess. Uh huh. All right. I think you just continue to stomp on her head. Um, it's gross as stomping on someone's head would be, but at some point, suddenly her body and blood starts to dissolve into like this black dust. That then kind of like blows away towards undercover boss, and you get the impression this is not the original Diane, who could be anywhere. Meanwhile, as you're thinking about that, you suddenly see Undercover's boss head rising up over the balcony. It is now as big as Izzy's biggest, if not bigger. Uh, every other person on the ground floor having been absorbed by it. Okay, yeah, what is Izzy doing specifically? Okay, yeah, that works. So roll Izzy's spinneret, right? Yeah. So that's gonna be 4 dice. Yeah, Izzy's been taking some licks. I got, ooh, I got 3 4s. So that's gonna be with its stuff all that together. I think Izzy's down to 2 dice in its body. But yeah, it does. I mean, it is distracted in fighting Izzy, so you manage to get down to the ground floor. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you just start grabbing skin suits and zipping them up, and as you do, they are forming back into people, which I think they're. I mean, what are you, other than just saving people? What are you trying to accomplish here? What? Oh God, what happened? What? What? Yeah, okay. You know what? I just remembered that like everyone in this town is a fucking channel, which means this is going to be a lot more successful than I was originally thinking it would be. I'm like, what, buddy? It's a monster, but no, I forgot everyone has monsters. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Roll. Okay, if that's where we're going, I guess. Give give me face plus. That is face plus charm, which is 4 dice. If you want to make an argument for any of Skip's relationships, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Randall would get it easy, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Roll just one. Give me 5. Oh my god! All right. Uh, all right. The crowd starts to slowly pull itself together as you're buying time as Izzy is just getting destroyed by undercover boss. And you are giving this impassioned speech about how you have Colorado pride, and these mining executives think they own everybody, but they don't own everybody. You know, you gotta, and just like the Denver Broncos, you've got to get out of the field. You got to knock some heads around. You know, you gotta play some aggressive ball sometimes if you want to win. And as you're saying this, just everyone who has a channel here, which I think based everyone here has a channel because Diane would have targeted people with channels, which is now turning against her horribly. Uh, so you see Alias and Law and Order and Nick Arcade and uh, Lost is here, and Breaking Bad, and Mad Men, and the Brady Bunch are here. All of them. The whole Partridge family. Uh, and this just mob of monsters and people swarm undercover boss and overwhelm it. And even though it's huge and hulking, and it's batting them away, but it can't fight them all at once, and it is getting beaten and battered, and is beginning to shrink as it loses power. Um, but as it seems to be like sinking down into this mob of channels, it suddenly lunges upward, up onto the second floor, and then kind of lunges the opposite way to jump up to the balcony on the third floor, and just sort of vanishes up into the building. Uh, and yeah, while you think about what to do with that, why don't we cut back to everyone else who is gripping for dear life onto this car with the man who controls the Stargate channel. Uh-huh. What? Define fix? Like, he gives you the same exact answer as the last guy. I'm... Ugh. I mean, I can turn it off. I can turn it on. I got nothing for you. What do you want from me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You explain that to him. Yeah. Sure. He does what you says. He turns it off, and all of you immediately start to drop. Amy is screaming, but like, just as you're really picking up a heavy amount of speed, he turns it back on, and you start getting sucked back up. And he kind of starts to sort of, yeah, feather it like that. And over time, you are gradually descending to the ground. And yeah, I think before too long, everyone is back. The town is ruined, but everybody is okay. And you still have this guy at your mercy. He's like, okay, all right, I did it. So I can. I'm like, we good? You kill him, and he dies, and up above you can see Stargate exploding, and huge pieces of debris are now careening down towards the town. And I would ask you, what do you do? But for a second, it's like your vision kind of goes screwy, and then no, it's fine. There's nothing there. The man that you just killed, there's no body anywhere. And yeah, the entire town is basically leveled except for the TV station and the Woodward building, which well, you're probably not close enough to see any of the effects of Skip's People's Revolution. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I think you all probably just walk to the TV station. Listen, the time scales and like keeping Skip's timeline synced up with y'all's is messy. Don't worry about it. I Yeah, that's very much what she's gonna do. She's like, I'm gonna go make sure my dad's okay. Yeah. But yeah, you get over to the TV station and you can see that Barbara's office door is just barricaded. What is Frankie? Is that you? And you can hear her like tripping over things and like trying to pull things aside and open the door. Oh God, are you guys okay? What's been going on? I was on the ceiling for most of the past. I don't even know how long. Oh, oh, okay. I don't know what that means. Uh, uh okay. Uh, I have no clue. Listen, again, I last I knew there were like hitmen trying to kill us, so I've just been hiding in here the whole time. Was she not? I thought she was. She was, and then you all went off to go fight. And he's like, yeah, when you never came back, I just kind of assumed the worst and, bunkered up. The Wire's not really good at, fighting things. I'm just glad to see that you're... Oh, God, where's Skip? Is he okay? Okay. So what does that mean? Yeah, yeah. All of the... I have no idea. As you are talking about this, you hear a sound of crackling glass and a voice from you. Oh, no, no, no. That wasn't her. That was me. I saved the building. And, yeah, the no signal person is here. I think you... Did you not when... Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Yeah, I thought he did too, but maybe not. I don't remember who interacted with her in the cave. Was it Skip? Okay, yeah. No, yeah, either way, yeah. Yeah, she's here now, so if Randall wants to react to seeing her. Her face has no features and no, like, words on it other than, like, a bunch of ones have oriented themselves to look kind of like interlocking teeth, and she smiles with this weird digital mouth. Yeah, I mean, I like you guys. Plus, we might need that tower later. Who knows? Bah! Come on. Spoilers! That's a thing, right? Spoilers? I mean, I wouldn't, but it's up to you, I guess. Yeah, you should probably head over there. You gotta... It's probably... Yeah, if you don't kill, what's his name soon, he's probably gonna kill you, so I'd get to it. I don't know what you call him. He doesn't really have a name. The other... Yeah, that guy! Yeah, absolutely. He's been working with what's her face, who is pretty cool. She's killed a lot of people, but I don't know. Something about her just doesn't. I like you guys better. All right, yeah, cool. Oh, Randall, yeah. When you when you murdered that guy and then murdered him again, that ruled. Actually, oh geez, what am I'm all out of sorts here. She like grabs a piece of paper and a pen off a desk. Hey, can you sign this for me? Uh huh. Uh, she looks at it and she's like, "Yee, oh boy, what do I do with this? What am I supposed to do with this?" Okay, yeah. I'll be here when you get back. I'm working on something for you guys. I think you'll like it. I don't pay attention to anything he says. He's really boring. Trust me, if you talk to him long enough, I'm sure he'll tell you everything. He never shuts up. Ugh. Ugh. She kind of like eyes the no signal and is just like, yeah, yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me. And just closes herself back in the office. All right, cool. See you later. Yeah, no problem. She eats the autograph, which she doesn't really have a mouth exactly, so she just sort of, yeah, uh, Skip, you have a big angry mob of people here, and I think your friends walk in as undercover boss leaps up into the tower. What do you do? What does everybody do now you're together? Yeah, you're there. Unless you wanted to do something on the way. No, you're fine. Speaking of blanking out, there's kind of like a moment where you kind of like zone out for a second, and then that crowd is gone, and it's just you guys. It's right here. Nah, I mean, yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's downtime. We're close to the end of this session, so you know. It's pretty tall. I'm trying to think of what a reasonably sized, like, it's not a skyscraper because it's Silver Pines, but it's a tall office building. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark, I'd say. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you. All right. As you begin to climb the tower, you do. Yeah, yeah. Thruster arm up the tower. Yeah, you're ascending it. You can't help but feel like you keep seeing something weird out of the corner of your eye. The layout of each floor as you go past it seems to like jitter around and change. Sometimes it seems like you are lower than you were a split second ago. Sometimes it seems like you were higher. It's very disorienting. And we're just about done here for the night. I will say, as you keep going, this like weird sort of almost glitchy effect keeps getting more and more severe the higher you go. Um, and suddenly, none of you have any sense of yourselves at all. It's like you're not extant, but you can see, and you're seeing a conference room somewhere up in the tower, and you see undercover boss kind of raggedly breathing, stammering towards a chair to sit down, and Diane is not looking any better than her channel is. And suddenly she hears a voice behind her, Mr. Static, saying, "Is everything going all right?" And Diane kind of jumps. Just, "Oh yeah, everything's fine. Just a little human resource problem, but it'll be nothing we can't clear up pretty quickly. Um, you know, we've been working together for a few months now, and it just seems like you have such a brilliant creative mind, but you know, when it comes to administrative tasks and management, it seems like maybe I have a more appropriate skill set for that kind of thing." And Mr. Static is just kind of not moving at all, and just says, "I agree." He goes, "Great. Well, then why don't we why don't we just make it official that as far as tactical decisions, I'm the one in charge." And she offers her hand to him, and he he kind of stares at it for a second and reaches out and grabs it and shakes her hand, and she seems relieved as she just says, "Undercover boss," and falls dead, and her channel starts to devour her, healing itself. And Mr. Static just stands there and watches Undercover Boss eat Diane's old body as he slowly takes off his suit jacket and undoes his tie and takes his shirt off, revealing just his staticky form, and reaches inside of his body and just pulls out a bloody, mutilated Diane from inside of him and throws it on the ground and says, "There, you should keep eating." And Undercover Boss kind of looks at it and then looks up at Mr. Static and then doesn't exist anymore. And suddenly you find yourself in that conference room with just nothing but some bloodstains left. Mr. Static's clothes are not there that he removed. There's only one exit, and you can see that it is leading into Mr. Static's study that you entered months ago to first gain your channel. Yeah. Uh, yeah. As you approach the entrance into the study, which is empty, but there's a staircase leading upwards into another room. The opening notes of Roundabout start to play, and we see another. The camera kind of pans away from you towards a break room somewhere in the building where there is a sink and the faucet is just dripping, just kind of drip, 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 and we see a drop of red liquid hit the sink, and then a drop of white liquid hit the sink, and then a drop of blue liquid hit the sink, and it freeze frames and Roundabout starts up. Face the nation. No, the break room. One of the break rooms in this building. And that's gonna be it for this week. Yeah. No, I didn't think you did at all. I was worried I wasn't giving you enough to do, and I was like, he got a lot to do last time, it's fine. Yeah, it really only counts as one murder. Uh-huh. Well, there's still people left to murder. That was like one of the first scenes I came up with before this game started. Like undercover boss's powers exist so that that scene could happen. Yeah, it's kind of like a big gangly or almost like insectoid robot with huge mandibles and big claws with just with no clothes other than a necktie hanging from it. But yeah, next time it's time to meet Mr. Static again. Yay! Well, good news. Oh yeah, you know Mr. Static's channel. Yeah. That will we'll see. Yeah, that's what it is. It's complicated. He's got him. Yeah, I'm very excited. This happened. More got done tonight than I thought would. So I said it would take like 4 more sessions. We're probably down to like maybe 3 more, maybe even 2 more, depending on how it goes. We'll see. So yeah, that'll do it for this time, though. I don't know. I didn't even look at the chat. I don't know if anyone's watching, but if they are, thanks. Bye.